Okay, we're going to start clipping out our Deathwatch Captain. This is the Captain in Terminator armor that comes out. It's a Deathwatch set with Blood Angels and Terminators. So we're going to go and start clipping that out right now. We got these little snipping shears at a craft store, Michael's or something like that, in the jewelry section, the jewelry making section. You can find these cool little jewelry snips in that section. Another place I like to put these things too. See where the sprue attaches right there. Right there. A really teeny tiny spot. You gotta be careful. We still got the head, we got the little emblem for the shoulder, and the crest still on the sprue. That we won't lose them too easily. Okay, so we got our captain all cut out of the sprue. So what we're gonna do is, like they say in the league, we're gonna take our sword of exact zero, our X-Acto knife, and we're gonna start trimming down the places where we snip, just so it looks clean. I don't like using a very sharp X-Acto knife. I've got like multiple of these. I like to use kind of a duller one so that I can just kind of scrape the edges, and that way if I miss, I know I'm not cutting my hand up. Alright, so we've got our instructions here to assemble our Blood Angel Captain. We've got them all snipped apart and we're going to start putting them together. I got my Zap-A-Gap glue out. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got trimmed off all the excess modeling bits, and we got a clean model to work with. So we're going to start by the directions tells us to do the chest plate into the back plate. So we're going to start there. When you're gluing anything, there's a male end and a female end. I like gluing the male end together because it's less glue to lay down. So if we have to make a correction, we can always go back in. We got a ton of glue. See on the female side of where you glued it, it's really hard to correct. So we've got the chest piece set. Now the next thing it's telling us to do is put the chest and the back piece onto the butt. And this bad boy is going to slide in like so. It's interesting how that sits. Like I said, it's good idea to practice how he's going to fit in there, because once you get the glue on there, if he's not setting right, you'll be in a lot of trouble. You get a little extra sizing right here, and this is going to be where the models are going to touch one another, so we want to make sure we clean that up. So the model sits flush. I see his stance is kind of leaning back a little bit. Captain Big Hammer. So when he's in there, he's going to be like that. So we're going to let that sit a little bit. The next piece we're supposed to put on is the hammer. No, I'm sorry, the head. So go ahead and snip our head out at this point. And this head's a little different. This little square base in the bottom of it. I'll show you as soon as I get that excess sprue off there. And that's a designed, unlike other Space Marine heads where you've seen them, they're just kind of that round nub at the bottom. This one has got, you can't see that at all. It's got a little extra like square piece in the bottom. And there's a little space, you can't see, maybe you can see it inside the model there, where you're supposed to fit right into. We're just going to practice putting them in place, making sure it's all good in the hood. There it is, he's in there like swimwear. Okay, go ahead and take him out. Here's where we do our male end. Let's get it just a little, just enough. Make it tacky. You don't want too much. Put too much, and you won't be able to. It won't take too long for the the glue to cure. And you won't get the desired effect out of your model. Okay, so we got the head in there. There he is. Okay. Next step, we're gonna put our hammer on. On the hammer, on the body, there's a little like triangular nub right here, and there's like an adjoining nub for the arm. So like always, practice putting the model in place, like there. So that's how we know it's gonna look like. Make sure it's good and firm and not moving. We'll go male end again. And this one we're gonna hold for a minute. See, he's striking a triumphant pose. And that's why I like the Zapagap stuff. See, it's already set, pretty much. Put him down. The next piece they want us to put on is his gun arm. Same thing at the other side, the little triangular nub right there. And adjoining female nub, same size. We're gonna practice putting it on. Striking a triumphant pose and pointing his gun at the enemy. It's again male end. You could do female end, it's all kind of personal choice. I like to do the male end, because if you do the female end, you get this big droplet right in the middle of that groove. It can often be just too much glue and it sprues out, it spills out everywhere. And next thing you know, you got glue dripping all over the place, and it's filling the detail portions of your model, and you don't want that. Okay, and the Zapagap's already set. Okay, the next piece we're gonna put on is the rest of his cape. It's supposed to adjoin the rest of his cape over here. Meet up right there. And this is gonna be a little more tricky. We're probably gonna want to do some excess sprue here. See how our Zapagap does in closing the gap. See, now that's really holding well. Hopefully we'll be able to fix that in painting. And the next piece we're going to put on crown. Comes equipped with iron halo, so let's not cheat him of his points. Okay, so we got them all clipped up. Make sure that the blood droplets are pointing forward. Just blood droplets on both sides, so it doesn't really matter where we put him. This is not going to fit in very evenly. So you just got to do your best. This is a scenario where we'll go female end on this drop. And that's going to take a while to dry. And that's going to need some extra support to keep that together, I think. Cheese. And the last thing we're going to put together on this guy is a little shoulder piece, a little shoulder plate. Now this is supposed to go on a little shoulder spot right here. So once again, we're going to practice our placement. placement. Let's let that dry and see if we got it. Okay, so we got our captain assembled. We'll put him on our base now. I like pasting him, put him on the base, and painting them with themselves on the base. So I have to prime and paint and do everything on the base. Just the way I like doing things. Some guys using like pieces of cork or other types of things, so they don't have to touch the model while they're painting. I like to use the base rim, just the way I like to do it. To each their own. So you got them on there, cape kind of flowing towards the back of that base right there. When that's set, we'll be all set to prime him.